Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to take a look at a trend that I have been tracking on my channel, something that we have been paying very close attention to. We monitor it every single quarterly earnings from every wireless cellular network seller, whether it's the MNOs, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or it's the big cable guys, Spectrum, XFinity. They all sell big mobile service. Nationwide coverage, the biggest networks. Why am I leaving Dish off of this? Because they're not part of the postpaid gang, right? They're more so a prepaid provider. So we're going to leave them out of the conversation for now. So this is strictly postpaid phone net ads. Recapping Q2 and the industry as a whole. AT&T plus 401,000. T-Mobile plus 830,000. Verizon minus 9,000. And then you have Spectrum Mobile plus 539,000, XFinity Mobile customers plus 378,000. Now, it's important to note that the mobile network operators, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, have nationwide coverage, nationwide network, nationwide retail. That's important because Spectrum and XFinity, they don't have nationwide footprints. They sell service to the customers they have on their wireline service. Right, so if you're a Spectrum Home Internet customer, you can buy mobility from them. But you can't do that unless you have their home broadband. Same thing with XFinity. So basically, where Spectrum has their home network available, you can also sign up for the mobility piece. XFinity works the same way, which means they have limited distribution. They have very large home broadband networks. I think maybe second and third largest in the country, maybe behind AT&T. I'm not sure if we still counting DSL and copper, but whatever. They're large, right? So I want you to look at it from this perspective. The mobile network operators, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, collectively added over 1.2 million subscribers in the postpaid phone net ads. That's a lot more than the mobile network renters. I call them. That's big cable. Remember, they sell over the Verizon network. They added 917,000. But this has been this way for a long time. You know, cable has been growing at a large amount. So you're looking at a share of the gross ads that's almost 50%. And there have been some quarters in the last several years where they have added more than the rest of the industry. Like, that's happened. Cable's been kicking ass or whatever. But anyways, this is a two-pronged reminder that the mobile network operators still sell a lot of lines. And big cable is still selling a lot of lines, right? It's crazy to think that even with their limited distribution of where their home broadband is, they still sell big. So if they were nationwide, or if they had several more states involved where they had services or segments of states, they probably would outsell the big mobile network operators by far, right? Because they sell it at such a nice discounted rate compared to the regular mobile providers. Like, it's true. If you go to Spectrum Mobile with their home broadband, you know, so you bundle, same thing with XFinity, Comcast, and you bundle with them, you will get your mobile lines cheaper than you would at all of them, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon. They will beat that price. I don't know how much money they're making. Nobody wants to discuss it. It's not public information, but it is fair to say that Verizon is a part of the growth because they're the host network for big cable. So I don't want to make this too complicated. I want to keep this simple. Big wireless is still selling big wireless lines, right? 1.2 million plus. But big cable is still selling a big chunk of lines too. And that trend isn't changing. But it would be inaccurate to say that big cable is selling more lines. They're not, at least not this quarter. If it's, we'll track it, we'll see what happens next quarter and so on. But as of this quarter, no, the answer is not that. But it is only because of one thing, and it is simply distribution limited. If XFinity and Spectrum were in more places, they would have probably taken more share. In fact, I would venture that T-Mobile would have added half the lines. AT&T would have added half the lines. And Verizon's losses would have been 3x. 4x maybe. You know what I'm saying? That is the truth of this. All right, we'll continue to track it. We'll see if this ratio changes. But as of right now, you know, you're looking at about a 55-45, 60-40 split between these guys recently, 50-50 some quarters kind of deal. Yeah, but it's pretty crazy. I'm going to do a different video on home broadband. Be on the lookout for that, and make sure that you are subscribed. Turn on that notification bell so you never miss an upload. But go ahead and drop me some comments, questions, and concerns. Looking forward to reading what you guys have to say. Like, share, subscribe. We'll check you guys out on the next one.